sun was setting over Santa Fe, New Mexico, casting long shadows across the dusty, tranquil streets. It was the kind of place where life seemed to move in slow motion away from the frenzy of Hollywood. Yet, in the quiet corners of this peaceful town, an unimaginable mystery was about to unfold. On February 26, 2025, the world was stunned by a discovery so strange that it felt almost like a scene from a thriller. Legendary actor Gene Hackman and his wife, classical pianist Betsy Arakawa, were found dead in their secluded Santa Fe home. But the circumstances surrounding their deaths were as mysterious as the lives they led in the shadows of fame. Hackman, once the Hollywood icon who won hearts in The French Connection and Hoosiers, and Arakawa, a virtuoso pianist with an equally private life. You see all the stories that depict these two celebrity figures, years earlier in life, still showing some signs of youth. But in reality, this is how they were most recently seen over the past year. And that will be important because Gene Hackman was now 95 years old and sick. Betsy was an unhealthy 65. They both had retired from the public eye. What seemed like a peaceful, idyllic end to their careers in their remote New Mexico home soon took a dark turn, raising more questions than answers. The discovery. It all started when maintenance workers, who had been trying to reach the couple for nearly 2 weeks, arrived at their home to find it eerily silent. They hadn't heard from Hackman or Arakawa for over 14 days, which was unusual, even for a couple known for their reclusiveness. Just before 2 p.m. local time on February 26th, a call came in to 911 reporting 2 unconscious individuals.
Santa Fe 911, what is it? Emergency?
Hello, my name is Wade. I think we just found one deceased person inside a house. What's the address here? There's no address. I'm going to wait for you at the gate. I'm going to wait for you to please send somebody really quick.
Are they breathing?
I have no idea. I'm not inside the house. It's closed. It's locked. I can't go in. But I see them. She's laying down on a floor from the window.
Okay. Okay. Are they moving at all?
No, dude. They're not moving. Just send somebody out here really quick.
Okay, my units are on their way, okay?
What responders found was shocking. Betsy Arakawa, lifeless on the bathroom floor, surrounded by scattered prescription pills. Her condition was so advanced that forensic experts later described the signs of mummification, hands and feet showing decomposition far beyond what one would expect from a person who had only been dead for a couple of days. Gene Hackman, the man who had once graced our screens as the villain, the hero, the everyman, was discovered in a similar state in the kitchen. His prized walking cane and sunglasses lay nearby, clues to a life he had once led so publicly. His beloved German Shepherd dog, also dead and stored away in a closet, added an unsettling element to the scene. But there were still 2 other healthy dogs on the property, alive but visibly distressed. Authorities were quick to declare the death suspicious, but not yet the result of foul play. Hackman's body showed no signs of trauma, and neither did Arakawa's. With no immediate explanation for their deaths, investigators dug deeper into the strange details left behind. 2 green cellular devices were found on the property, their screens cracked, their batteries seemingly drained. There was also a 2025 monthly planner on the desk, but the entries were sparse, nothing to suggest an urgent need for attention. But the most curious discovery came when investigators found the medications scattered near Arakawa's body. Thyroid medication, diltiazem, used for high blood pressure, and Tylenol. Were these connected to her death? Or were they merely coincidental, a part of the couple's routine? The plot thickened as records from a diagnostic service, MyQuest, surfaced, potentially linking the couple's medical conditions to the pills they were taking. Could these medications have played a role in their deaths, or was there something more sinister at play? The unanswered questions. With no obvious explanation, theories quickly began to surface. Could the deaths have been natural? Was it possible that a combination of the medications had caused an accidental overdose? Or did something more devious take place in the shadows of their home? One of the more chilling elements of the case was the timeline. How long had they been dead? Some experts believe the couple's deaths could have occurred weeks before they were discovered. The decomposition, though not typical of a body left unattended for such a short period, suggested something more. But how could 2 people, living so privately, disappear from sight without anyone noticing? The autopsy results, which authorities were still awaiting, promised to shed light on the specifics, but even now, the cause of death remains a mystery. Gene Hackman and Betsy Arakawa had spent the last several years in near-total seclusion. Having retired from public life years earlier, Hackman was known only to a handful of friends and family, and Arakawa had long since stepped away from the concert halls. For years, their Santa Fe estate had served as a refuge from the prying eyes of the world, a place where they could live their lives free from the spotlight. But even in their retirement, Hackman remained the subject of fascination. His acting career had spanned decades, and his portrayal of iconic characters cemented his place in film history. Yet his quiet retreat in Santa Fe was equally captivating. Those who had met him described a man who was remarkably down-to-earth, far removed from the larger-than-life persona created by Hollywood. Arakawa, equally private, had her own legacy in the world of music. A prodigy from a young age, she had performed in concert halls around the world, yet she too had faded from the limelight in favor of a quieter life with Hackman. The couple's bond was one of deep love and mutual respect, and to many, their seclusion seemed a choice born of wanting to protect their peace. But even in their silence, they had not escaped the shadows that followed them. Could someone have been watching them? Or had their deaths simply been an unfortunate accident, one that no one could have predicted? As investigators continue their work, the theories continue to pile up. Was there an unknown medical condition at play? Had Hackman or Arakawa experienced a sudden, undetected health crisis? Or, as some fear, had someone done the unthinkable? Had perhaps even someone close to them been involved? With each new piece of evidence, the mystery grows more complex. Could this be a case of a slow, silent poisoning, perhaps from a substance hidden in their medications? Or was it simply the tragic result of age and circumstance? At the time of our story, no definitive answers have emerged. The world remains waiting for the toxicology reports, the autopsy results, and any clues that might offer insight into the couple's tragic end. Until then, the mystery lingers as unsolved as the final frames of a suspense thriller, leaving everyone who knew them and everyone who admired their work wondering what really happened in Santa Fe. In the days following the discovery, tributes began pouring in for Hackman and Arakawa. Hackman's family, though devastated by the loss, took comfort in the knowledge that their father and grandfather had lived a life that was theirs alone, free from the pressures of fame. Hackman is survived by 3 children from his first marriage to Faye Maltese. His daughters have recently stated that they have reason to believe this may have just been a case of carbon monoxide poisoning of some sort. And Betsy Arakawa's music will continue to echo in the hearts of those who were fortunate enough to hear her play. As more details emerge, this story will continue to evolve. For now, the world waits for answers, answers that may never come. Here is an important update. After the completion of this story, we found that authorities have now confirmed that there was no evidence of carbon monoxide poisoning. And most of all, they now have evidence that Gene Hackman had a pacemaker, and they know that it stopped working on February 17th. Which means that this is possibly the day that Hackman actually died. As information is verified and confirmed, we hope to bring it to you in another story. Thanks for watching on the Anything History channel.